everyone, Bob Icino along with Mike Arnold, the co-founders of Path Trading Partners. This is your AM Path Chat for April 19th, covering the FX markets. A few things before I turn it over to Mike. Clearly, the snap election affected the British pound, continued to rise throughout the day yesterday and rose a little bit this morning against the US dollar. Euro was a little bit affected, not too much, but a little bit affected by the ongoing uncertainty in the French elections. You've still got the probability in the most recent polls that it's going to be Emmanuel Macron and Marine Le Pen making it through to the second round runoff, which would decide the presidency. But Jean-Luc Mélenchon has emerged in that 20% range, and with 1/3 of the voters either saying they'll abstain or undecided, these polls are really nothing to be relied upon. You've got 4 candidates above 15% and 3 above 20%. So it's pretty uncertain. The euro rallied quite a bit yesterday, but seems to be pulling back ever so slightly today. No easy option with North Korea militarily or diplomatically. And the world is basically looking at it that you cannot doubt Donald Trump's willingness to act unilaterally. So that's still in the headlines. Again, Syria, Russia, as I mentioned yesterday, is really kind of quieted down. In terms of economic news, no surprises out of the Eurozone Consumer Price Index. This was, however, a final for the month of March, 1.5% year over year, which is the important one. A slight uptick in the core year over year from 0.7 up to 0.8. Mortgage applications, which came out this morning, down 1.8%. That lines up with the housing starts number that we saw yesterday, which was down 6.8%. So housing seeming to cool off in the latest batch of numbers. Today we've got the Fed's Beige Book. I think that'll be closely watched. We've got Department of Energy crude inventories. We got a surprise build in gasoline inventories in the API number yesterday. We got a draw of 840,000 barrels of crude, but an unexpected build of 1.374 million barrels of gasoline, while markets were expecting a 2.2 million barrel draw instead. So we'll be closely watching that as well. Let me turn it over to Mike to let you know what he's seeing on the charts, as we expect quite a bit of currency movement today. Mike, it is all yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Bob. So, big rally in the euro US dollar pair yesterday. Came up pretty much nearly to the 50% GAN level, 107.38, and slightly above prior target level. A breakdown zone, 107.32. You see right there, now it's pulling back from that same level. If it rallies back up, that's going to be the key level. It's got to get through 107.32 to 38, and then the next level higher is 107.51. Then above that, we go into sort of another void until we get up to 107.80. On a pullback, watching for a little GAN cluster, 107.00 to 106.96 right here, and then below that would be the prior breakout zone. It just broke out to from 106.79. Over to the pound. Pound rallied up straight to our high target line yesterday, which was 129.04, and it high was 129.06. So that's what we're looking for. There's no other real targets right in the middle here with that strong rally. If it does get back, continue to rally, watch for retests of yesterday's highs around that 129.05, 06, 04 level. And then through that, we're looking to 129.75, next level higher. On a bigger pullback, you might get some minor support at 127.74. And then we're looking at a return to the breakout area at 127.30. which would be back down here. No other major levels we can project yet. There'll be some coming up. If we don't exceed yesterday's highs, we can do some other fib levels. US JPY, nice redrawn lower trend line. So that's going to be some support right coming in around the 108.24, and then we have a 108.13. That's that pivot low from the trend line. We're rallying back up. Right now we're trading against 109.05, which is a 12.5% gain level. We slightly above that, we have 109.14, which is a declining 8, but it's flattening out. If it can get through there, watch for 109.37, and then a potential rally up to the 109.80 to 109.97 area, which we have a declining 21, another gain level, and a rising 200. So those are your areas to the upside. Again, we have to get through to 108.13 before the next levels down, which are 107.21 to 107.05. Over to the Swiss. On a continued up move, we're trading against the 200 flattening moving average right now in 99.77, providing a little resistance. Through that, we have a huge area between 99.88 to 99.97, which is going to be very key resistance, multiple targets in there. If it does get through there, next level up is really the 10018 area, which is a prior breakdown zone and a cluster of moving averages. If it turns around and heads back down, 99.60, first level of support, then 99.47, next level of support, then no more support until we get the 99.23 area. Over to the Aussie. Aussie US dollar pair heading lower right now, finding some support right around this scan cluster, 75.24 to 75.28. It heads back down, watch for a retest of today's low, 75.05. Breaks through that, 74.98 is the next key level. Then we have a significant level at 74.93. On a move higher, there's going to be some pretty strong resistance at 75.50. And then if it gets through that, a retest of today's highs, 75.62, and then we could see a rally to 75.70. CAD, above our declining trend line. It stays above there. We're going to watch for the 134.41 level, and then on a real strong push higher, 134.64. Pullback, there's some support from that trend line now at 134.20, followed by next level lowers 133.93. Finally, Mexican peso, US dollar, Mexican peso heading up so far, trading at some minor resistance at 1864.34. On a continued rally, 1872.50 is going to be key. That's the top of the declining rotation zone. And then if that's broken, watch for a test of our defining point trend line at 1881.02. Turns back down, support at 1854.27, and then we'd watch for a retest of this shelf area, which is really right around 1849.59. That's all we have for you. Back to you, Bob.
Thank you, Michael, and thank you guys for watching. We will talk to you in the next Path Chat. Cheers, everyone.